I'm convinced of that. Janet Reno is next.
Oh, yeah.
I call her the Duchess of Doom in the book. I have a little moniker I give each of these women because I think it's very appropriate. Attorney General, imagine the power. She's in charge of the FBI, for example. American system of justice. And I say some pretty harsh things in this book, and I mean them. I mean that what she did at Waco was an atrocity and an abomination,
But
Joanne.
she said the buck stops here.
Well, that means then she ought to go ahead and resign. And she ought to get out of office because she killed those 86 innocent Branch Davidians in Waco. She killed those children. And I want to tell you something. I exactly describe it here. I've investigated this. I have so many people, including Branch Davidians, have testimonies from these people. I know what happened in Waco. They lied. Those people didn't set the fires. The federal government set the fires. They killed these people. David Koresh was shot in the head. And he wasn't shot by himself because the county coroner, who didn't work for the federal government, fortunately, he says that David Koresh was shot from at least 20 feet away. Well, then the FBI and Janet Reno said, oh, well, that was because they had a suicide pact and his aide, Shneider, and he shot each other. You see, because Shneider was also shot from a distance of at least 20 feet. Well, the only problem was that the next day the county coroner came out with his findings about Shneider. He was shot all right, but in the back of the head. How could he have shot Koresh? At the same time, Koresh shot him, but he was shot in the back of the head, and Koresh was shot in the forehead. Lies after lies after lies. They started off with a lie. Ann Richards, the governor of Texas, is a very liberal. She's a big Clinton fan. She herself had a news conference. She said the ATF lied to get the helicopters from the National Guard here in Austin, Texas. She said they told me there was a drug lab there at the compound in Waco. She says they lied to me, or I would not have given them our helicopters. Because according to state and federal law, that's the only way the National Guard can be brought in to a case, if there's for drug interdiction. But they lied to her, and now they admit that they lied. By the way, one of the biggest lies, and I'm so mad about this, and I think it's righteous indignation, is that Janet Reno said on the Larry King show, she said, I did it for the kids. She said, she said we had intelligence reports that David Koresh was slapping the babies. Well, even the FBI report recently, you know, they had this report that came out. It was a big whitewash. But even they said that was not true. There was no evidence. They had nothing about him slapping any babies. As a matter of fact, the Child Protection Service in the state of Texas said those were some of the best tended, best well-kept kids they had ever seen. They were well-fed. There was no abuse sexually or any other way. And they were certainly not slapped around. But I'm telling you something. Bill and Hillary said they did it for the kids. Well, they don't have to worry about protecting those kids anymore.
No.
Because they're dead. And Janet Reno did it.
And she gets by with it.